What did I just witness for like 2 hours? Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. As always, I am Timothy Kennedy, and I finally got to watch Evil Dead Burn. If you guys forgot, the Evil Dead franchise did get a full-on remake adaptation from the old classics, starting with the Evil Dead Rise, which was a phenomenal movie. I definitely watched that at least 4 times because it was just that good, and I enjoyed the Halloween Horror Nights maze. And now we have Evil Dead Burn, and clearly they thought this was so good that they've already started getting prepared for Evil Dead Wrath that will be coming out in 2028. Just enough time for your boy to definitely go ahead and get an audition for that. Please give me an audition. Please give me an audition. Now, after going ahead and watching Lee Cronin's The Mummy, I was a little bit nervous when it came to this movie because it literally just felt like a mummified Evil Dead. Like, they were bored and they were waiting on Evil Dead Burn to be finished, and they were like, let's just go ahead and do this. I was not the biggest fan of watching that film at all. Well, I could go ahead and tell you, you could go ahead and put those worries away because this thing was a banger that I will not be watching again because I can't put myself through that again, okay? Not for you guys, not for me. I just can't do it. I was beyond stressed for the almost 2-hour duration of this film, where I watched people suffered nonstop and get pummeled. It was like watching an anime show where your main character is getting beat the heck up and you know a power-up moment is gonna come, but it doesn't come until like basically everyone's dead. But did I enjoy myself? Hell yeah, I did. But let's go ahead and get into this thing. This will contain some spoilers, so you have been warned, my friend. But if you guys like movie reactions, movie reviews, and all things in the entertainment industry, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate you guys joining the Timothy Kennedy movie gang. I still don't have a name for us. I'll figure it out. I'll workshop that. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun before I get possessed. One of the things I think I really enjoyed about watching Evil Dead Burn is just how awkward and gritty this film was to me when watching this. Like, I was more scared because of the atmosphere than I was scared of the jump scares that they had planned for this. I had just actually gotten done watching something called The Invite, and throughout the entire storyline of The Invite, it was just extremely awkward watching that entire thing. That's what this was. It literally felt like you had stepped into a very toxic friend group who were just dating each other with a very toxic family background as a cherry on top. And it seemed like each person honestly was a piece of crap in their own way, except for the one person who had gone through the most, and everybody knew about it and they just decided to not do anything about it, which is probably why they got what they got. And so when everything hits the absolute fan, it's all just extremely downhill for just everyone, including the audience from there. They are literally having the most awkward dinner table conversation with some help of our lovely demons making things 10 times worse, and you could really feel how awkward and the tension was between everybody, which once again, let me go ahead and add, none of the demon stuff was scaring me yet during this point. I was solely stressed out because I could tell that this family is about to blow up and none of them should be around either of each other. They all hate each other and don't want to just admit it. You know what? I was actually looking for the demons to interrupt to stop me from dealing with this realistic awkwardness. I can't imagine how like people with actual toxic family were watching this scene being like, yo, guys, did you just take a screenplay of my actual life? What the hell? But once everything really started happening, the cool thing about Evil Dead is that these characters don't need some crazy telepathic superpowers like The Conjuring to fling people across the screen, okay? They don't need some wild gravity, I have the force type choke slam. When they possess people, it's in extremely creative ways. Like when these demons get into people, it is almost like they get the abilities to become Batman and the Hulk all at once, and you just basically killed their parents, or you're in the absolute way of Savage Hulk. I'm talking slamming people through the walls, repeatedly breaking stuff, climbing literally on the walls like they are part Spider-Man and choking people out. Literally just straight hands, and to me, honestly, it was more gruesome watching the immense strength that these demons had while they bashed someone's skull through a wall. That was more intense to me than it would be just watching someone flying up into the sky and getting like thrown out of a window. And I can't lie, I was enjoying it. I also think one of my favorite things is how the demons react to the people. You can really tell that the actors are having fun when they get to play their possessed versions of themselves. But on top of it, these demons are pretty smart. It's not even just on a scale of, oh, I'm just trying to possess you to take over your body and be evil. It's literally finding every single weakness moment that they've had and then calling back to it when they decide to change something up, and playing different mind games that the audience can genuinely remember and catch on to, like the very small details. Thank you for treating the audience like they can actually remember stuff that happened before in the movie. We can understand callbacks, people. Okay, we can do that. Now, if you know Evil Dead, you know their best thing that they're the greatest at is making you cover your eyes. That is the entire movie, is covering your eyes. Sometimes they did stuff that honestly I just know they did for the love of the game. They literally had a moment where they had one of the demon people who were possessed just straight up take grandma's dentures and just straight up put it in her mouth, lick around, you know, go ahead and get a nice amount of demonic spit and put it right back in grandma's mouth. They done cut up and possessed everybody else in every which painful way, but for her, no. They've put her in through demon spit. They essentially made out with her. Mind you, they have been just taking over all the other family members by beating just the soul out of them. And I know they did that just to straight up mess with us, just like making the wife make out with her multiply shot in the dome husband with blood spilling out of his mouth, getting on the just the thought of it is making me want to vomit. You know, as an actor, and especially as somebody who wants to do horror movies, I don't think I could do that. I think the only thing I may not have liked so much was the runtime. Like, there was definitely certain moments where every time she would survive, I'm like, bruh, how indestructible is this woman? Because these demons were just murking out everybody pretty easily, and yet this woman is just a full-on warrior, and she consistently not only keeps surviving, but after every time she gets a small win, something else is literally unlocked. But overall, I think this movie was absolutely just fun to watch. I think fun is the wrong adjective. I think this movie was extremely stressful, and I was entertained nonetheless. Definitely has me seated for Evil Dead Wrath, especially after the end credit scene where Miss Mama Maggots just shows up to quickly slime out a poor innocent child. 100% they're going to make this maze in Halloween Horror Nights, and that's really just gonna push people to want to go ahead and watch Evil Dead Wrath, or at least check this movie out in theaters or wherever it's streaming out by then. Anyways, go ahead and comment down your thoughts below. Did you guys like this movie? Did you guys like this movie more than Rise? Do you still like Rise better? Do you still like the classics better? And are you guys excited for the third installment that's coming in 2028? But as always, guys, I'm TiKy&x, and I'll see you guys at the concession stands.
Thank you.